has details.
Lindsay Strand reports on what tax reform proposal could mean to your IRA deduction. And what does the future hold for medical advances? Dr. Michael Breen with some theories from a convention in St. Paul.
And Kevin Berger brings us a story of trial and triumph at the Twin Cities competition of the Special Olympics. I'm Stan Turner along with Ruth Spencer. Eyewitness News at 6 is next.
Is it possible to produce electricity and keep the environment sound? NSP has spent more than $300 million since 1970 to make sure we do both. During that time, we've reduced coal plant emissions by 70%. At the same time, we've increased the amount of electricity we produce from coal. Producing electricity and keeping the environment sound. At NSP, we don't think we have to sacrifice one to have the other.
When we introduced Edie's Grand Ice Cream to the Twin Cities, some extraordinary things happened. A meter maid smiled and gave someone who needed a quarter. A Belgian nun broke into song in a public square. And generally speaking, it was the happiest the Twin Cities had been in a long time. It takes an awfully good ice cream to do that. But then again, it's not just ice cream. It's Edie's Grand Ice Cream.
Ken, Plow, Minnesota is celebrating the grand opening of our newly remodeled Milwaukee and Madison stores.
You betcha, Jer. What a celebration.
Yep, here's our best-selling Berber carpets by Queen. Now on sale just $13.99.
This do-it-yourself Queen carpet is made of Ultron wear-dated nylon and is on sale.
Plow, Minnesota remnants come in a rainbow of colors, now on sale too.
Here's Mannington's Duracon vinyl, in stock just $10.99.
What a time to buy floors. Plow, Minnesota's grand opening sale.
Right from the factory to you.
The news continues with the team that covers the Twin Cities and all of Minnesota. This is Eyewitness News at 6.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Stan Turner along with Ruth Spencer. And at the top this Wednesday, the deaths of 2 people from a fire in a railroad car. And that leads to a crackdown on transients in the Twin Cities.
Authorities are saying that it is possible that the 2 victims of that fire were transients. Neither of the victims has been identified yet. Authorities say they do not suspect foul play. Jackie Renner has more.
Firefighters discovered the 2 men's bodies after putting out a fire in a Chicago and Northwestern boxcar. An investigator says at this point the deaths appear accidental. It's possible the victims were transients, since rail yards have long been stopping over points for hobos. And that is a problem. Railroads worry about their liability if someone stumbles in front of a train, and one railroad police inspector says bums leave behind a mess of broken glass and litter. Transients are an ongoing problem not only in rail yards. People have been complaining about being harassed and intimidated by them along Hennepin Avenue. In response, police presence has been increased and arrests are being made. 17 arrests were made in and around this area yesterday, most for consuming alcohol in public or disorderly conduct.
They're not just innocent people out wandering around. Some of them are. I don't condemn all of them. I don't condemn any of them. I'm just saying, hey, behave or else. But they have to be watched.
But a crackdown on Hennepin Avenue is not without its risks. As one officer says, when you put the heat on here, they'll just go somewhere else. And no one knows for certain where that somewhere else will be. Jackie Renner, Channel 5, Eyewitness News.
The Ramsey County Attorney's Office says it will file murder charges tomorrow against 2 teenage suspects accused in the Sunday night shooting death of 17-year-old James Strain of St. Paul. Both the suspects are from Minneapolis. Strain was killed late Sunday night after he apparently refused to give up his portable radio to 2 would-be robbers. Sources close to the investigation say the 15-year-old suspect is the one believed to have fired the shots. The county attorney's office says it will attempt to have him tried as an adult. Police have arrested a man they believe may be responsible for setting as many as 20 small fires overnight. The fires occurred along South Blaisdell, and arson charges against the 24-year-old suspect are pending. Ruth?
A plan to radically change the federal tax structure won support of the Senate Finance Committee in Washington early this morning. That bill would lower the top tax rate, it would shift some taxes to business, and it would cut individual income taxes overall by about 6%. But to do all of that, most deductions would be wiped out, including the IRA deduction for most people. And ironically, that would come just when the state has started to allow the IRA tax break. Government specialist Lindsay Strand reports.
The IRA deduction has been growing in popularity quickly. Last year, about 14% of all the taxpayers in Minnesota had IRAs. The proposal in Washington would not change the tax benefits of your current IRA. There would be no change if you work at a company that does not offer a pension plan. But if your company does offer a pension plan or a 401k plan, your $2,000 contribution would be taxed. Only the interest would be tax-free until the time that the IRA is cashed in. Stockbrokers and bankers predict the rich would still buy IRAs, but not everyone else.
To other people who just decide at the last minute to contribute based on what their tax liability is, they may not contribute the money. So it'll obviously turn down or turn back some of that business.
State tax researcher Dan Salamone agrees the change would simply discourage low and moderate income people from saving for retirement.
Well, simply because people in the lower spectrum of the income scale will find it more difficult to set these up. It'll be more difficult to get the funds together to set up the IRAs because they'll have to first pay their taxes, and then if there's anything left over, then of course they'll set up an IRA.
The tax bill is still a long way from becoming reality. It must first win the approval of the full Senate and the House before being sent on to President Reagan for his signature. Lindsay Strand, Channel 5 Eyewitness News.
And we are asking your opinion on the tax reform question in our Minnesota Feedback Telephone Survey tonight. The question is, would you support federal tax reform if it includes elimination of most IRA tax deductions? If yes, please call 1-900-210-5575. That's 1-900-210-5575. If no, please call 1-900-210-5577. That's 1-900-210-5577. And remember, each call will cost you 50 cents. We will bring you the results tonight on the Eyewitness News Update. And if you would like to respond directly to our U.S. Senators, CityLine will tell you how to get through to their offices. You can call CityLine at 645-6060, extension 9040. And remember, you need a touch-tone telephone for that free service. Well, you only need to go to the Civic Center in St. Paul to find out how important medicine has become in our state. And next at 6 o'clock, Dr. Michael Breen has details of a massive medical display.
And Kevin Berger has a story of incredible courage as some of Minnesota's most special athletes compete and win. Stay tuned.
This is the Twin Cities Ford Report.
GM and most imports have raised car prices, but Ford and your Twin Cities Ford dealers have not. Plus, they're offering new lower finance rates.
You get 6.9% APR financing on Ford Escorts and new Escort EXPs, 7.9% on Tempos and Mustangs, and 6.9% on Thunderbird, some of the best-selling cars in the Ford lineup.
No price increase, even greater savings, only at your Twin Cities Ford dealers.
Chicago. And no matter where I've been, where I'll go, you keep calling me home. Calling me home, Chicago.
No matter where you're from in America, Chicago is your hometown.
Jenny?
Come home.
It's a feeling that calls me. Chicago is calling me home.
Recently, 7 leading exterior oil stains were tested for water repellency after 3 years weathering. Now, they all claimed to be water repellent. But after just 1 hour, only one claim really held water. Endurance oil stain from Glidden. Now on sale at a price that won't soak you. Just $9.99. Glidden, your stain should be this good.
To bake baked beans this savory, rich, and delicious, you would sort them and soak them, measure in the mustard, slice the bacon, pack the brown sugar, approve the seasonings. Then bake them in a real brick oven until the sun went down. If you had the time, you could bake beans like this Or you could buy B&M baked beans. There's really no other choice.
The medical treatments of tomorrow are at a St. Paul convention that opened today. That convention, which is called World Med 86, is the most ambitious medical event in Minnesota's history. And here to show us and tell us more about it, medical specialist Dr. Michael Breen.
World Med is really a massive trade show involving over 300 hospitals and medical companies from around the world. Organizers say the event shows Minnesota's medical system has achieved world-class status. Do you think Minnesota can become a world center for medicine?
I think it's definitely possible.
Minnesota's medical tradition began over 100 years ago. This electrical stimulator relieves pain the same way current devices called TENS units work today.
It's not at all unlike modern TENS stimulator.
And it's been around for how long?
Oh, invented in 1832, first used medically 1837.
But today's convention focused less on treatments of the past than those of the future. Treatments we'll all soon be familiar with, like this water-resistant Band-Aid.
It will become more tacky as it gets wetter.
This blood analyzer will soon be in many doctors' offices. With the device, your doctor will be able to stick your finger, then get the results of critical blood tests in only 90 seconds. There are also some hands-on exhibits. This laser is used to burn off tattoos, birthmarks, and other lesions of the skin. It's also used in cancer surgery. Since it's more refined than a scalpel, it's less likely to help that cancer spread. This and hundreds of other similar devices will be on display for the next 3 days. I'm Dr. Michael Breen, Channel 5 Eyewitness News.
And this interesting footnote to that story. According to a recent report from the University of Minnesota, medicine has now surpassed agriculture as this state's biggest industry. At St. Anthony Village High School today, a competition unsurpassed when it comes to courage and spirit, Ruth.
Boy, that's true. It was the Special Olympics for athletes in the Twin Cities area. The top winners will go on to compete in the state Special Olympics, but it's clear that all of the contestants have a winning spirit. Kevin Berger has details.
They ran, they jumped, and some of them walked. More than 500 special athletes competed today, giving it their best.
Good job. We made it, Lisa.
I'll make a first place winner.
You are a winner, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
The reason I won is I just ran my fastest and I do lots of practicing at home and everything.
Show me ribbon. What is that?
Fourth place.
First place.
Fourth place.
Great. The Special Olympics began 18 years ago to encourage handicapped people to become more physically active. In the years since, it's become a day of triumph for the competitors.
Congratulations, Andre.
Congratulations, Andre. You're first place.
Each time these young people compete, they show their abilities and their heart. Like Paul here, who had his own cheering section and the spirit of a true winner. Kevin Berger, Channel 5 Eyewitness News.
Ruth, you mentioned team spirit there. I'll tell you what, I was with some of these folks out at Harding High School in St. Paul last Saturday morning. They're just wonderful, and they've got a spirit of competition that's just great. And they're all winners. Yeah.
Do you want another reason to cheer?
Yeah.
How about
All right.
the twilight return of the sun? Dennis Felkin will have details on that.
The twilight return. Aha. And Catherine Smith will have a live report on a first-hand look at farming here at Eyewitness News. That's next at 6.
The stars are gonna twinkle and shine. How they'll shine this evening about 8:45. My loving arms.
They say time is what you make it. At Citizen, we prefer making it beautiful.
Around you, around 8:45.
Citizen.
Available at Goodman Jewelers.
In a society obsessed with staying young, consider for a moment something that can help you grow older. A diet low in saturated fats and cholesterol. Fleischmann's margarines are made from 100% pure corn oil. They're low in saturated fats and have no cholesterol. And Fleischmann's taste good. Fleischmann's, a way of life.
Big Bear, Little Bear Family Centers are celebrating their 30th anniversary with special savings. Your active pet needs a complete and balanced diet with a high level of protein, vitamins, and minerals for proper growth and maintenance. Retriever brand pet foods are nutritionally complete with a taste and aroma your pets will love. Retriever brand dog food, now $3.99. 20-pound Retriever brand cat food, now $4.99. Visit your Big Bear, Little Bear Family Center today. Specials effective through May 20th.
This is the master butcher at Cub. Exacting, precise, experienced. Of all his tools, this is the most important. Because after he's carefully selected the choicest meat and trimmed away every ounce of excess fat, he does what all great masters have done. He proudly signs his work. Only Cub demonstrates this kind of commitment to quality. And that's another reason we say Cub Foods. It's a new way to run a supermarket.
Well, usually by this time of year, the farmers are out in the fields getting their crops planted, but everything's a little bit behind this year.
It's been wet, hasn't it? Very wet. And that means our 5 acres are behind, too. Yes, our 5 acres. Catherine Smith, our own tiller of the soil, is live at what we are calling Five's Farm to explain just how late the season is. Kate?
You guys have me out on a tractor here already. We're a couple of days away from that. We did want to get out here a couple of weeks ago and start working to put in our crop. Hopefully within the next couple of days we'll do some plowing and disking, and then early next week we'll be able to plant our crop, now that the land has finally dried out, that is. We're going to be putting in 5 acres of field corn, and we're going to track it all this summer and see if we make or lose money at harvest time. The field corn we'll be planting is Minnesota's biggest crop in terms of acreage. Of about 23 million acres planted last year, more than 7 million were field corn. This spring, planting is late because of the rain. Although the temperatures have been warm enough, most fields are still moist even now. State averages show just how late things are. Only 11% of the spring wheat crop is in. Usually 62% is planted. Oats, 36%, a little more than half the crop is in. Barley is way behind. 10% has been planted. And the big crop, corn, has been hit hard by the wet weather. Many farmers haven't even gotten in the fields to begin preparing for planting. Up north, the sugar beet crop is lagging the most of any. Usually by now, more than half the crop has been planted. Didn't that corn look great off the front? We're going to see that just a couple of months here. I'll tell you, we're going to be bringing you stories from out here all summer because we're going to track the corn, as I say, as it progresses, as this crop matures. Some people say field corn is a loser of a crop to begin with because the average figures say it costs you more to put it in the ground than you get out at harvest time. We're going to see what our 5 acres show us, but we should point out that our 5 acres aren't really representative of statewide statistics. We're going to try and get some reasonably small numbers here so we've got things, we can get a handle on the farm situation. Ruth, Stan?
All right, thank you very much, Kate. Thank you for that clarification, too, on whether that's representative or not. Well, yeah, she's down on the farm. The sun's up. This morning, it wasn't there.
No, I noticed that, too. I got up this morning. I thought, oh, did that stuff come from the north down back to us? And no, it came from the west. Something snuck in, which we weren't even looking at last night.
Gotcha.
Definitely not as much sun as I thought we'd have today. But, hey, at least we lost the wind.
We did.
Yeah. Yeah. That has been a big conversation piece over the last couple of days. It certainly was at maternity at Marian Catholic School in St. Paul this afternoon. That's where Mr. Weather was, talking to the first, second, and third grade class. Did a little experiment showing why there's wind in the first place and talked a lot about severe storms and all that other springtime stuff. My thanks to the entire class for having me out there today. While the sun was not out there today, at least for a while, and the satellite pictures will prove it. Right around the upper Midwest early this afternoon, still socked in with clouds, but watch what happens. By 5 o'clock, all of those clouds break up, and we are in nice shape. In fact, the temperature out at the airport right now under nice sunny skies is at 61, dew point 44, humidity 53%. Wind right now west at 18, trying to gust to 30, but certainly not in the class of the last couple of days. Pressure's rising, and as I said, it's sunny. In the almanac, the high today, the current reading is 61. That's a notch below average, but the low isn't far off the pace. No rain since midnight last night, and sunset tomorrow night will be at 8:27. Low temperatures last night show readings just about what you would expect for May 7th. 30s in the north, 40s in the southern part of the state, and all the sticky, sultry air is to the south. The weather map for tonight is also what you would expect for springtime. But there's some big differences in the weather. High pressure to the north is helping to clear our skies out right now and give us a brilliant evening tonight. It's going to be terrific if you have any evening plans. But out to the west and to the southwest, a very powerful early springtime storm is winding up. It's snowing in parts of the Rockies right now, but ahead of it in the warm, sultry air, some real powerful thunderstorms are breaking out. Let's go back to that satellite loop and roll this along for the last couple of hours and look what's happening in the plains. Look at those thunderstorms in Texas, all the way to Nebraska, and also into the Ohio Valley. And according to the Severe Storms Forecast Center, there's a moderate risk of severe weather in the Central Plains and a slight risk of severe weather surrounds that. It's close to us in central Iowa. And get this, right now there's 5 severe storm watches out, 3 of them until 11 o'clock in the plains and a couple of them in the Ohio Valley and into the northeast. There's a severe thunderstorm in progress right now at Indianapolis Airport and the downtown sections, 60-mile-per-hour winds right now. And this is the second day in a row for that state. High winds and large hail pelted Fort Wayne, Indiana last night, downing trees and power lines. The hail knocked out a lot of windows in some of the houses. Some rooftops got torn too. No one was injured, but as you can see, there is quite a mess to clean up. The weather map for tomorrow shows that area of low pressure trying to inch its way into the Central Plains. It's going to start moving to the north. That'll send our winds out of the south and put us into some sticky air, and showers and thunderstorms are going to be around. Now, the best chances for tomorrow are going to be in the afternoon and the nighttime hours, but some of that stuff now in Nebraska could blow over into us as early as 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, just in time to get ready for work. The forecast for tonight in detail calls for partly cloudy skies. A thunderstorm is possible late tonight with a low temperature of 43 to 48. And then for tomorrow, variable clouds, a good chance of showers and thunderstorms, highs of 65 to 70. Tomorrow night and Friday, more of the same. Variable clouds, good chance of showers and thunderstorms, lows of 51 to 56, highs Friday, 68 to 73. Looking ahead, I'm going to keep the thunderstorms in for Saturday, but Mother's Day looks good. Partly cloudy skies, that should continue into Monday. Temperatures will be a bit above normal. Mom will like that.
Well, just take the thunderstorms out of Saturday, okay?
All right.
Please think about it anyway.
All right, one day at a time, Stan.
Okay, all right. Pushing them all the time.
Still ahead, we're going to show you how the major leaguers take care of their baseball bats.
And we're going to have an update for you on racer Herm Johnson, who was injured yesterday in a crash at Indy. Bob Bruce has those stories and more next on Eyewitness Sports.
I say the old saying is, we've needed the Builders Square here for 100 years. It's a trade secret.
Builders Square is the best place to go in Minneapolis, even if you're a professional.
A trade secret.
They were very helpful in pointing the right location to me and also how to install the product.
I find that at Builders Square, they have such a great selection of items that I can get everything I need right here.
Builders Square, a square deal that's right for you.
Hello, folks. I'm Henry, the Talking Bronco, and here's the inside track on Ford Bronco 2 and Chevy S10 Blazer. What's the biggest seller up here in Minnesota and Wisconsin? S10 Blazer. You got it straight from the horse's mouth. The smart money is on Chevy S10 Blazer.
And right now, it's even smarter with 6.9% financing. Hurry down to your 88 very independent Chevy dealers.
Look, if I'm talking S10 Blazer, maybe you should be too.
You are so beautiful to me. Can't you see? You're everything I hope for, everything I need. You are so
This is your moment to be beautiful. Beautiful. The newest fragrance from Estee Lauder. Now in Dayton's Cosmetics.
Where is your Ingle Nook?
It's where you go for that special time to have some fun or just unwind. It's that peaceful place you have in mind. Where is your Ingle Nook? It could be a hideaway where you go to dream or dine or play, to sail a boat or read a book. Where is your Ingle Nook?
Right here. Where else?
Bob has a medical update for us now.
A race car driver, Herm Johnson of Eau Claire, Wisconsin, remains in serious condition tonight following a crash yesterday at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This is the second year in a row that Herm has had an accident during a practice run for the Indy 500, and both times the trouble spot was turn 1. Yesterday, his car's suspension apparently broke and Johnson hit the wall head on. Herm underwent 7 hours of surgery last night. Again, he is in serious condition with a lumbar spinal fracture and broken bones in both feet. Fortunately, though, there was no damage to the spinal cord, and doctors said today that Johnson was alert and in good spirits. Let's hope he's all right. Well, the Twins have an objective at the Dome tonight: keep the ball in the ballpark. Well, they sure couldn't do it last night, and they paid the price as Baltimore blasted 3 home runs. They beat the Twins 5-3. The Birds won it with a long ball, but the longest shot was hit by the Twins' Kent Herbeck. Look at this. Unbelievable. I haven't seen one that long in that dome since it opened. 466 feet. Oof. Herbie's 3rd home run of the season, and he'll remember that one for a long time to come. The pitching matchup tonight: a pair of Mike Smithson for the Twins and Flanagan for the Orioles. Flanagan is 1-3 and Smithson is 3-2, including a 10-1 win over Detroit the last time out. You can bet that Smitty would love to get another 10 runs tonight. And if he does, it'll mean the Twins' bats are working the way they want them to work. Needless to say, the bat is a vital piece of equipment for every Major League Baseball player. And for that reason, they are handled with, sweet, ever-loving care. We'll get that story tonight from Channel 5's Greg Warman.
Around the clock, craftsmen at Hillerich and Bradsby are up to their elbows in sawdust, making bats. Some for little leaguers, others specifically molded for major leaguers. But sometimes that tool of the trade doesn't feel quite right, and that's where individual attention comes into play. For Mark Salas, a little tape on the handle does the trick.
I've been doing it for about 5-6 years now, and I feel a lot better that way, because I tried batting gloves my first year as a rookie, and it was too slippery. I couldn't handle it that way, so tape works good for me.
For most ball players, these are the 2 most popular tools to get that bat just right: pine tar and rosin. But for other ball players, they insist on taking it one step further, adding a little bit more tender loving care. Roy Smalley does the most handiwork to his bat, filing and sanding the handle, knowing all the while that with one swing, the customized bat can be broken.
Oh, that's like losing a friend. It's especially not so much when you worked on them, because you want all the bats when you go up there to feel the same way. But if you got a few hits or hit a few home runs with one and then break one, it's a sad thing.
For Kirby Puckett, his bat this year has been a really close friend.
You always have favorite bats. You think psychologically you think you have bats to hit harder than others, but if you break a bat, ain't nothing you can do about that bat. Just hopefully you got a hit when you broke it. But no, I don't do anything. If I break one, just go get another one, and hopefully it'll do the same thing that the one that broke did.
And for the Twins' sake, they hope so too. I'm Greg Warmith, Channel 5 Eyewitness Sports.
In the National League today, Steve Sachs was swinging the hot bat as the Dodgers beat the Cubs 8-4 at Wrigley Field in Chicago. 7th inning, bases loaded for the Dodgers, and Sachs unloads them all with a grand slammer to left. That broke a 4-all tie, and it was all over for the Cubbies. Again, L.A. wins at 8-4. A couple other notes: the Canadiens and the Rangers are on the menu tonight in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Montreal leads the series 3-0. So a win tonight will put the Canadiens in the Stanley Cup finals. And at Canterbury Downs today, Cherokee Gold won the first race, and in the second race, Many Dreams won. In the Daily Double today, don't spend it all in one place, $9.20.
Oh, that's so good.
That's like normally you go out there and play the Daily Double and you'll bet $10 to win 9. It just doesn't work out.
Thank you, Bob. Tonight on The Update, we continue our special assignment series, The Making of North and South. Tonight, go behind the scenes with reporter Kevin Berger on the location set in Natchez, Mississippi. Find out how Hollywood costumers and makeup artists keep hundreds of on-camera performers looking like they're living in Civil War times. That's tonight on The Update.
That's interesting stuff. Wet stuff, huh? Wet stuff's down the road for us.
Yeah, but not tonight. If you're going out tonight, it's going to be a great evening. We've gotten rid of the clouds. Temperatures right now are in the low 60s. They'll cool off into the upper 50s if you have some evening plans. Partly cloudy skies. But if you're out after midnight, what are you doing out after midnight? But if you're out after midnight, there may be a thunderstorm around. Lows by morning, 43 to 48 degrees. And there could be a better chance by tomorrow afternoon. In fact, we're calling for variable clouds, a good chance of showers and thunderstorms after highs of 65 to 70.
There's some very special high school students who have done very well academically, and we are supposed to go out and visit with them tomorrow.
That's right.
About the noon hour. So
that's right.
The zoo.
Keep the thunderstorms away.
That's right. Keep the rain out of here. We want to go to the zoo. That's right. Ruth the elephant lives at the zoo, too.
And we're going to go see her.
See you tonight at 10. Good night.
Good night.